morning, sir. Hey, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Utsav Gimire, and I'm here in front of you guys to tell something about minimizing potential hazards of materials and finishes for building. So let's go first at introduction. So we can learn various things in this presentation, such like we can focus and address the risks associated with hazardous materials and finishes in construction sites. And the next one, scope. This will also cover the key aspects of material selection on construction sites and steps of access potential effects. So we also going to learn about precautions. So we can focus on New Zealand regulations and standard governing materials. Next.
Can you increase your voice? Okay. Increase your voice.
So here are some contents of these presentations. So at first it's introduction and common hazards and finishes, effects on environment and manpower, steps for minimizing hazards. So importance of material selections, New Zealand regulations and standards governing material safety, and at last conclusion. So here are various types of hazardous materials. So first one is asbestos. So it is commonly used in building materials, and so it is used while roofing, insulations and flooring. So its hazards are inhalation of asbestos fibers can lead to serious respiratory disease. So similarly, lead-based paint. So it's commonly used in residential and commercial buildings. So and its hazards is inhaling lead, dust or chips can lead to poisoning, especially harmful to children. So similarly, mercury. So it is commonly found in fluorescent lights, thermometer and some electronic devices. So its hazards is injections of mercury vapor can lead to neurological and kidney damage. So at last it's so last one is polyurethane foam insulations. So it's commonly used as insulation material in buildings. So its hazards is the release of isocanthis can cause respiratory irritations and sensation. So it's now hazardous materials. So it's at first it's formaldehyde. So it's commonly found in certain building materials such as plywood, partial board and some insulation products. So hazards, prolonged exposure to vapors can cause respiratory and skin irritation and is classified as a human allergen. So next one is so hazardous finishes. So cardamom based finishes. Cadmium may be used in certain metal finishes and exposure to cadmium can lead to serious health issues. And asbestos containing finishes, it may be present in texture coating, paints or finishes in older buildings. So another one is polyvinyl chloride finishes. So burning PVC finishes release toxic chlorine gases, posing health hazards during fires and disposal. So another one is lead-based paint, which is commonly used in residential and commercial buildings, as I mentioned first. So in second, it's stains with volatile organic compounds. So it is mostly used in many wood finishes. And stains may contain VOCs to aid the application and drying. So another one is polyurethane coatings. So it is commonly used as a protective coating for woods and other surfaces used in construction industry. So the effects of hazard on environment. So at first it's climate change, which is obvious due to greenhouse emissions, which may cause deforestation and which may cause climate change and which may cause the rise of temperatures and sea level changes. So similarly, harm to aquatic life. So when the chemical is spilled in the aquatic, no, when the chemicals are spilled in improper waste disposal can harm the aquatic life, affecting the water quality and causing direct harm to aquatic organisms. So at last, it's air quality degradation. So hazards such as industrial emissions, wildfire, all the release of pollutants can degrade the air quality, which may also affect the ozone layer. So and effects on human beings also. So it may cause us burnout, infection diseases, and traumatic injuries. So working in long hour in such hazardous environment can affect our human body. So it may also cause us many diseases, as well as it may cause us many injuries. So there are some steps of minimizing hazards. So employees review incident records and examine equipment and machinery. So steps for minimizing hazards. So there are many control measures to control hazards. So first one is implement control measures. Introduce control measures to minimize identified hazards. So similarly, control measures may include engineering controls and the use of personal protective equipment, which is also called PPE. So hereditary of controls. So it's substitutions, elimination and substitutions, which have to remove the hazards or replace it with less hazardous substance or process. So another one is training and awareness. So we should give awareness regarding the minimization of hazardous waste in construction industry. So the importance of material selection. So at first is functionality and performance, as well as durability and longevity and cost efficiency. So there are some importance as well, which is weight and transportation, environmental impact and manufacturability. So it's New Zealand regulations and standards of burning safety. So at first, as we know, it's WorkSafe New Zealand and guidelines and New Zealand Building Code. Similarly, New Zealand standards. So at last, in conclusion, I would like to say that hazards associated with finishes on construction sites pose significant risks to the well-being of workers and the overall safety of the environment. So there should be proper identification, assessment and mitigation measures to control the hazardous waste, and there should be use of protective equipment which are crucial for minimizing the potential dangers posed by these hazardous finishes. Thank you.
That was 8:45. We finished at 8:45. That's not bad, but we'll try to elaborate until 8:10. So, if there will be some queries from my side, and then we'll have a feedback. Did you present different steps for assessing hazardous materials? Different steps for minimizing.
For minimizing.
Yeah, can you briefly explain what are the different steps for minimizing the hazard? Is that steps for minimizing hazards or steps for minimizing hazardous materials?
It's the control measures to minimize the hazards materials. No, hazards found in construction industry.
So hazard, is that related with the hazardous materials or not?
Yes.
So can you explain this briefly? What are
How
the
can we
different steps?
minimize?
Yeah, steps.
So we can minimize it by using the PPE.
So what would be your first step? for minimizing the hazards in
There should be
in hazardous-
proper identification of hazardous materials in construction industry.
Yes.
So we should replace less hazardous materials compared to high hazardous materials in construction industry. So we can give various types of awareness program to the workers working in construction industry, and giving them the knowledge regarding the hazardous materials and how it is dangerous for our health and the human body and as well as environment. So we can change the way of people working through policies and give them as much as training regarding the hazardous materials. So there should be the proper use of protective protection equipment, PPE.
Okay.
Working.
Can you tell any one importance of material selections? Any one importance?
Of material selections? The main importance would be
Let me explain. What would be the benefit or importance of you understanding the hazardous materials?
so I can be aware while working, so I can give that awareness to others also regarding the hazardous materials in construction industry. So me myself can implement the control measures of hazardous materials while working in the industry.
Okay. Marshall wants, yeah. So,
In the hierarchy of controls, you say engineering control, and its definition is isolate people from the hazard or control the hazard at its source. What does that mean?
Which one, bro?
Hierarchy of controls, second point,
This one?
yeah, and engineering controls. Come
No.
down.
Sorry, bro.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Not this one. Another one.
delete that slide, Prakash. Delete it so that he can't ask.
No, he can ask.
I-
No worries.
This is Yep.
This one.
Come down.
So you are asking
Come
this
down.
one. Okay, this one.
Engineering controls. Can you explain it?
So it's about the engineers working in that construction industry. So yeah.
What's that engineering control measures?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should not allow the other people's.
What is administrative control measures?
Administrative control measures. The control measures that can be. Yeah.
So tell
it
me
means
what does the hierarchy of control measures mean?
So I don't know about it briefly.
Where did you get that text?
I get this text from Google, sir.
Can you stop the recording? Stop the recording.
Stop recording.